Boas Pessoal, vamos lá então para o nosso terceiro dia. Vamos aqui olhar aqui para as nossas notas, para ver se não nos esquecemos durante os nossos trades. Acho que é sempre um bom método de começar a rever sempre o que é que temos dos dias anteriores. E vamos lá então. Por isso, boa sorte, portem-se bem.
They're off. Division 1
Market in play.
Mare's handicap hurdle. And Kalinda, understand Shepherd, the striped cap is just about the first to show, approaching the opening flight. Matching strides with Kalinda, Lady Wolf in the red and white quarters. And the leading pair hop over the first about 3 clear. Slightly awkward leap in rear from Speedy Choice. Janet Quinlan to gather up the reins fairly sharply, but the mare races in touch, albeit in last place as they head on towards the second. So Kalinda and Lady Wolf disputing it. I'm on Snap in a sheepskin noseband racing alongside Annabelle, who's in the dark blue. Lost and Found in the royal blue and white sits in mid-division. Crackling Rosie in a black jacket on the inner of Dangande Shaw in the red and black. Lightning Bug is in the back third of the field. Likewise, Pepper Street, another in a sheepskin noseband, the purple and pink soaps for Tom Midgley, alongside Phil Healy, the white cap, and Speedy Choice continues at the rear of the field as they descend from the back straight with the first couple of flights safely behind them. Doesn't look a particularly strong early gallop. 1 or 2 of these are racing keenly under restraint, notably I'm on Snap in the noseband in 4th. She takes a fairly firm grip in the hands of Johnny Burke as Kalinda leads Lady Wolf towards the top of the home straight first time. Crackling Rosie has gone prominent now under Izzy Williams, black jacket into 3rd. Annabelle in the dark blue turned on into the straight in 4th. Lost and Found away to the left. I'm on Snap towards the right. Tracked there by Dangande Shaw. Then Phil Healy, the white cap. Lightning Bug in the blue colours, nose bounded towards the rear with Pepper Street, and Speedy Choice continues to look on. Covered more than half a mile now, and they're heading towards the 4th, and Crackling Rosie has tugged her way to the front. Hops over that neatly, about a length clear to Kalinda on the right and Lady Wolf on the left. And then I'm on Snap and Annabelle to Dangande Shaw in a red and black jacket. Phil Healy, the white cap midfield, just ahead of Lost and Found to Pepper Street and Lightning Bug and Speedy Choice, and they clear the last of the line up the straight. And Pepper Street was a bit untidy there, last but one in the purple and pink. And is now, in fact, just about last. Speedy Choice has edged past her. 10 lengths or so would cover the field as they go to halfway. Crackling Rosie swinging the paddock turn a couple of lengths in advance of Kalinda, while the inner of Lady Wolf shaken up on the crown of the bend. I'm on Snap is cutting the corner from Annabelle with the mauve cap, and then Dangande shorter Phil Healy, followed by Lightning Bug, Lost and Found in the blue and white, has lost ground and is in the last group of 3 with Pepper Street and Speedy Choice as they come to the first of a pair of flights in the back straight once again. Crackling Rosie under Izzy Williams hops over 2 lengths ahead, little more fluent than Kalinda, who left a trailing leg. Lady Wolf remains in 3rd, the hoop cap. I'm on Snap in the noseband is a close 4th. Then Annabelle to Dangande Shaw, Phil Healy. Speedy Choice cut the corner on the dogleg turn. Yellow Jacket, as a consequence, makes a bit of progress. Upsize Lost and Found in Pepper Street, and Lightning Bug is just about last. But the field beginning to group up. So they take the other flight on the far side, 4 out, and Kalinda coming to have another crack at Crackling Rosie, almost back alongside as they run downhill. Now in 3rd place, Lady Wolf has come under a drive and is surrendering that position to I'm on Snap, who's beginning to edge a little bit closer to the leader. She in turn is followed through by Dangande Shaw, the red and black jacket for Tom O'Brien on the inner, latching on as Crackling Rosie gathers a bit of momentum on the descent, and Kalinda, having briefly come up sides, is now 4 lengths down in 2nd. I'm on Snap in 3rd, Dangande Shaw on the inner 4th but shaken up. Phil Healy, white cap for Liam Harrison, will be away to the left on straightening, edging a bit closer. Crackling Rosie's got quite a few of these on the stretch. Pepper Street from the rear has been pulled out wide in the noseband, the purple and pink. It's made a few places, but has got quite a bit of ground to make up, and they've cleared 3 out. Crackling Rosie now being pressed by Kalinda, who's rallied and moved through to take over. So Kalinda goes on again from Crackling Rosie. Here's I'm on Snap Snap in the noseband. Phil Healy away to the left in fourth. Little Untidy kicked it half to the ground. Pepper Street has moved into fifth, but it's laboured progress. They're racing between the final two flights. Kalinda the striped cab. Noseband, I'm on Snap. Phil Healy away to the left. Crackling Rosie weakening. Kalinda joined at the last by I'm on Snap. Phil Healy in third was Untidy. I'm on Snap right alongside Kalinda. These two battling away with a half furlong to cover. Back in third, Phil Healy making no further impression. Game on the far side, Kalinda trying to wear away at I'm on Snap. Kalinda from I'm on Snap with Phil
Market
Healy
suspended.
in third and late gains into fourth, a lightning bug ahead of Pepper Street and the weakening Crackling Rosie.
Flag raised.
Market in play.
For the second division of the Lochgarman Mares Opportunity Maiden Hurdle. Once again, 14 flights to take and on the way to the first of them. Shanakil Daisy, the early leader, pops over flight number one with a few lengths in hand already. Over Tour Moment, who's disputing second with Robin Sherbatsky and Conquering Tara as they all clear flight number two. Come up to pass the judge with two complete circuits of the track ahead of them. Shanakil Daisy and Cahill showing in front to Robin Sherbatsky is now clear second, with on the inside Darcy's Hill disputing third with Conquering Tara. Just in behind these is Tour Moment, and then we have Oscar Tonic and the four-faced liar as they take the third, followed over that one by Dinero Falso, with further back in the field then to the yellow and blue jacket of Catarocco, who's on the inside of Ballyeden Lass, Bodine Bell towards the rear in these still early stages, and Gibbet Hill is the back marker of the dozen. On they go to flight number four on the side of the track, and the leader extending the advantage over that one to about 3 lengths. Shanakil Daisy to Conquering Tara, who's flanked by, on the inside, Darcy's Hill, and a little bit wider on the track, Robin Sherbatsky. Then there's a couple of lengths back to the green and yellow of Oscar Tonic, disputing fifth position at this stage as they continue on their journey down the back. Next one they meet will be flight number 5, and still it's Shanakil Daisy with about 3 lengths in hand. On the approach to this one from Conquering Tara, clearing it in second, just put in a short one. Followed over it in third by Robin Sherbatsky, and then on the inside is Darcy's Hill as they clear the second one down the back. And watching them all get over it safely, no major alarms there. Making the descent then, Catarocco just dropping back to last position as they begin this downhill run back to their starting point, with Shanakil Daisy having made all to this point, pursued by Conquering Tara, who's about 3 lengths adrift, and there'll be a similar margin now back to the third, which is Robin Sherbatsky. After these on the inside in the stripes, Darcy's Hill with Tour Moments, and then a bit wider on the track, Gibbet Hill has made some good headway, having been out the back early. Green and yellow of Oscar Tonic not too far off the pace still, with just in behind these as they level up Dinero Falso. This is the 7th flight. And once again, all over that one okay. Coming on to number 8, which they also take 3 times. And once again, it was Shanakil Daisy. Just jumping out to the right, though, and coming back to the field a little bit. Only about 2 lengths in front now from Robin Sherbatsky, who's gone second on the outside of Tour Moment. Conquering Tara is still right there against the rail. And after these, we have Oscar Tonic, who's starting to get a bit more competitive. going over the flight away from the stands. And it was once again Shanakil Daisy with in second position, improving again on the inside now, conquering Tara. Reminders at the back for Catarocco, who's still just about in touch as they come on now to flight number 10 on the side of the track, which will be 5 from home. And Shanakil Daisy again out to the right and has been joined for the first time by conquering Tara. Shanakil Daisy moves on again on the level though, conquering Tara second, and then Oscar Tonic is still edging closer with Tour Moment, Robin Sherbatsky, couple of lengths back then to Dinero Falso. And after these we have Gibbet Hill with up on the outside Bodine Bell trying to improve. A couple who are dropping right back. Darcy's Hill has dropped back to the tail of the field, and the Four-Faced Liar is another one who's really starting to find the pace a bit hot. Clearing that next flight, down the back, 4 from home. Shanakil Daisy going on again by about 3. Here's the third last flight, jumped that one well from in second position. Tour Moment with on the outside Robin Skabatsky.
I'm out of here, man.
The bridle in a big way now and has dropped back to about 8th position as they race downhill inside the final half mile. Long run before they get to the first of the 2 in the straight. Conquering, I beg your pardon, Shanakil Daisy is still the one to catch here with in second position Tour Moment. Up on the outside, Robin Sherbatsky ridden along. Ballyeden Lass is trying to get a bit closer. And then Oscar Tonic conquering Tara won't be running, has dropped right out of contention as they swing into the straight. And it's still Shanakil Daisy and Cahill Landers from Tour Moment and Hugh Morgan gone in pursuit in second. Robin Sherbatsky is third. Dinero Falso stays on the outside. Oh, the leader is down. 2 from the finish. Shanakil Daisy, who'd given it such a good go from the front, has fallen at the second last, and now it's all changed. Dinero Falso has swept through on the outside to take over, jumping the final flight from Tour Moment. These two battling it out inside the final furlong. Dinero Falso from Tour Moment is rallying on the inside. Tour Moment in off the subs bench to win here under Hugh Morgan from Dinero Falso.
Market suspended.
Back in fourth position was Oscar Tonic, Cahill Landers and his partner just being attended to at the second last.
It's a nice win for Tour Moment, all right, but you have to feel for Shanakil Daisy. Hopefully she'll be okay because she had given it a really good side out in front. But Tour Moment stuck to her guns well. Margaret Flynn's mare under Hugh Morgan.
Market
Sporty
in
Billy
play.
Slow to stride away smartly. Ninky Nonk and so too Come Quick. They're being followed by Cheap Out to the near side in the green jacket. Lunasa, green colours, noseband is chasing the leaders, followed by Novak further back to Romantic Thought, and Sporty Billy after that sluggish beginning is the back marker. Quarter of a mile completed, and it is Ninky Nonk and Come Quick occupying the first 2 places. Cheap Power is a couple of lengths further back, being followed by Lunasa. Meanwhile, Romantic Thoughts being pushed along. Novak and Sporty Billy are following. 2.5 furlongs left to go.
Oakley dokley.
The blue sleeves have Come Quick. Here comes Cheap Power with a run for Ben Curtis to the near side. Lunasa's following. Novak is trying to stay on. Then Romantic Thought and Sporty Billy. Ninky Nonk has drifted towards the far side, the end of the final quarter of a mile, and it is Come Quick and Cheap Pow coming to challenge. Ninky Nonk's deep on the course. They make the run now to the last furlong.
I'm out of here, man.
Cheap Pow, who hits the front, being followed by Come Quick and Ninky Nonk, and this newcomer, Cheap Pow, is going away by a few lengths. It's a double for Mark Johnson and Ben Curtis. Cheap Pow is...
Liga Ninky Nonk. Ninky Nonk who'd led and then got outpaced and came again, and then Come Quick was in front, and it took a while for Cheapow to get past Come Quick, but the further she's gone, the further she's won by, and back in third place in the end, Come Quick through for fourth, a wide gap back to the 6th horse Lunasa, but Cheapow completes a quick fire double for Ben Curtis and Mark Johnson here, Mark, in the first 2 races, both 2-year-olds.
Yeah, and good performance again from this filly, first time on a race course, as he just mentioned a couple of moments ago. The further she's gone, the better she's looked. She's really powered away in the end. Beat a couple of rivals a couple of colts who got the benefit of experience of 2 runs beforehand. But yeah, she's very strong at the finish. Ben Curtis starts to get after her, gives her 1 tap, and that's really sealed the race. She stayed on.
Here's Bambi, one of the first to show up in the red and beige with Para Queen in the pink and yellow prominence. She got a lead in at the start. Zip Pearl, spotted jacket. There's Banded Mare tracks the leaders as they take the opening flight. There was an error on the inside from Chosen Shan to kicked it flat to the ground. Might have been a little unsighted just behind Miss Scarlett, who's in the mauve colours in midfield. As they run on towards the only other flight in the back straight first time. Miss Bambi and Para Queen being tracked by Zip Pearl, Miss Scarlett up the inner, and then Crossfire Hurricane out wide, the mauve and white silks. Racing it towards midfield, just ahead of Dynamic Kate, who slightly backed off that one, dark blue and white colours. Cost her a couple of lengths in the air. Chosen Shant out jumping her. Pretty Stranger in the dark blue with the mauve stars on the sleeves is held up, and Dara's Legacy in a red jacket is the early back marker as they run downhill out of the back straight for the first time. So Miss Bambi and double chasing Stan Shepherd, giving a lead here to Para Queen and Jamie Hamilton in second. Miss Scarlett, the mauve silks of Brian Hughes in third. Zip Pearl, the spots for Henry Brook in fourth. Chosen Shant and Will Kennedy, the yellow and light blue, right up the inner as they swing on into the straight, working across to Perfect Stranger. Dara's Legacy, held up in behind them. In last position, virtually Dynamic Kate. Crossfire Hurricane second from the left as they take the first of three flights up the straight. So on to the fourth, and Para Queen coming alongside Miss Bambi. They race a couple of lengths ahead of Miss Scarlett, and then Zip Pearl in the noseband, the dark blue sleeves and cap. Crossfire Hurricane jumping alongside her. To Perfect Stranger in a dark blue jacket, and Chosen Shant on the right from Dara's Legacy and Dynamic Kate. Closing in on the fifth, Para Queen and Miss Bambi together. Watching them all over it safely. Fairly well grouped up in behind. There'll be no more than 6 or 7 lengths covering the field, approaching halfway. Para Queen on the near side of Miss Bambi. Miss Scarlett tracking them to Zip Pearl, Crossfire Hurricane, the mauve and white hoops on the sleeves. And then Pretty Stranger in the dark blue, racing alongside Chosen Shant, who once again saves ground on this bend, cutting the corner. Dara's Legacy it is last but one, and Dynamic Kate just about last, the dark blue and white for Jamie Moore, but firmly in touch as they complete a circuit and come to the first of the pair of flights in the back straight once again. Miss Bambi and Para Queen have been the leading pair pretty much from the outset. And there's not been a significant change in the order in behind. Chosen Shant just stepped at that flight a little. She wasn't particularly fluent at that flight on the first circuit. And they're going towards the midpoint in the back straight. They've just got 4 more to jump from here. Para Queen, yellow cap, disputing it with Miss Bambi. Miss Scarlett in a mauve jacket travels well, disputing third with Zip Pearl, and Dara's Legacy in the red, who's made some headway. And then Chosen Shant from Pretty Stranger, Crossfire Hurricane. And Dynamic Kate remains at the back of the field. That was 4 out safely behind them, and they begin the long run now back towards home. So a lengthy downhill run before they encounter the third last. Miss Bambi with a narrow advantage to Para Queen. Miss Scarlett travelling up in behind them in third. To Zip Pearl in the spots in fourth, and Dara's Legacy 3 wide on the crown of the bend. And then Chosen Shant in a yellow sleeve jacket on the inside of Pretty Stranger. Crossfire Hurricane, the shadow to that pair, and Dynamic K continues at the back of the field, all still seemingly with some sort of a chance as they swing on in. This is going to be a bit of a dash inside the last half mile. Miss Bambi lining up for the third last on the right. Miss Scarlett, though, mauve jacket has angled out.
I'm out of here, man.
3 from home. Miss Bambi a bit untidy, and Miss Scarlett has powered on into the lead here with Brian Hughes glancing in behind. So Miss Scarlett kicking on for home now on the run down towards 2 out. She opens up by 3 lengths over Para Queen and Miss Bambi. Away to the left, Dynamic Kate in the noseband is running on from the rear, and then further back to Chosen Shant on the run between the final 2 flights. It's Hughes in front on Miss Scarlett, clear and safely over the last, lands 5 lengths ahead. Dynamic Kate is pressing Miss Bambi for second, then Chosen Shant and Para Queen shaken up in front by Hughes to make sure. Miss Scarlett running on willingly here, and she's got a commanding advantage into the shadows of the post. Miss Scarlett with Zip Pearl running on into second.
Market suspended.
Ahead of Chosen Shant in third, and then Miss Bambi and Para Queen.
Up to
They're off.
Market
Race
in
for the
play.
Slaney River Ladies Handicap Hurdle, once again over the extended 2.5 miles and making the run to the first of 14 flights of hurdles. Knock on Steel and Woodbrook Boy show in front over flight number 1, which they all cleared safely. The back marker touching down was Zaccarella. Quickly on to flight number 2, which they'll also be jumping 3 times here. Woodbrook Boy now showing just about in front of Knock on Steel, and they've raced away 3 lengths clear of Accidental Rebel, who settles into 3rd, followed by Gallon de Vozelle, Henry Star and Classy K. China Princess, recent course and distance winner, racing in mid-division on the inside of Queen Steel, another one who was victorious last time out. And then Dawson's Cottage as they went over flight number 3, with Tricky Tricks towards the rear in these still early stages, together with Sunday at Julia's, and Zaccarella whips them in. They go around that left-hand turn and now on the approach to the 4th with Knock on Steel and Woodbrook Boy. Not so far in front now of Accidental Rebel, who jumped that one in 3rd. Gallon de Vozelle jumping up in 4th. China Princess wasn't as fluent as some there, but didn't lose too much ground. Still racing in midfield on the inside as they now are on a long run to flight number 5 with Knock on Steel and Tony Quayle showing just about in front of Woodbrook Boy, Lisa O'Neill and Accidental Rebel, who's racing enthusiastically in 3rd. Gallon de Vozelle's in 4th, and then Henry Star, China Princess and Classy K as they near flight number 5. Knock on Steel over from Woodbrook Boy with Accidental Rebel up on the outside now, almost on terms with these. And then we have Henry Star and Gallon de Vozelle as they take the second one down the back, where Woodbrook Boy's a faller and has brought down a couple of them. China Princess was brought down, and the other one who went was Henry Star. So 3 of them out of the race there. China Princess's jockey Maxine O'Sullivan is up, and Joanna Walton is just kneeling. Hopefully she's okay. Woodbrook Boy's rider is on her feet, Lisa O'Neill. So the remaining runners in a decimated field make the way back towards the swing into the straight, just going through their starting point now. With up front, all 3 horses galloping away, with Knock on Steel showing the way here to Accidental Rebel. Gallon de Vozelle is in 3rd position as they come on to this flight, which was their first. And they're followed over in 4th position by
Doggly.
So coming on to number 8, the last next time. Knock on Steel, a bit awkward there from Accidental Rebel, Gallon de Vozelle, and on the inside in the red cap is Queen Steel. Classy K is close up behind the leaders, and Dawson's Cottage. Sunday at Julia's, few lengths to Zaccarella, and then about 5 to the back marker, Tricky Tricks. Now taking the flight of hurdles away from the stands, and a new leader that time as Accidental Rebel took over. Accidental Rebel showing just about in front now to Knock on Steel, with Gallon de Vozelle up on the outside, still right with them, and they're being followed in 4th position by Queen Steel as they continue to the flight on the side. Accidental Rebel from Gallon de Vozelle, and then Knock on Steel now back in 3rd. Queen Steel is in 4th, and then Classy K and Dawson's Cottage, and they're followed by Sunday at Julia's and Zaccarella, and they've cleared right away from Tricky Tricks. Continuing on their journey to the first of the 2 down the back. 4 in all left to take, and it's Accidental Rebel who shows just about in front from Queen Steel, Gallon de Vozelle, and then Classy K as Knock on Steel continues to lose ground. Sunday at Julia's making a bit of headway up on the outside of Dawson's Cottage as they went over that next flight. Still it's Accidental Rebel from Queen Steel. That was the 3rd last from Gallon de Vozelle in 3rd, and they're followed in 4th position by Classy K as they...
I'm out of here, man.
With just under half a mile to run from here. 2 flights left to take in the Slaney River Ladies Handicap Hurdle. Accidental Rebel and Emma Toomey from in 2nd position, moving through on the inside into a challenging position now is Dawson's Cottage. Classy K is right with them, and so too Queen Steel and Gallon de Vozelle. Sunday at Julia's is struggling to go with them. They've gone away from Zaccarella and Knock on Steel. Swinging in with a 1/4 mile left to go and 2 left to jump. And it's Accidental Rebel who's pressed and headed now as Classy K goes on. Classy K and Jody Tennant from Accidental Rebel, Galland of Ozell and Dawson's Cottage. You can fight no more. Here's the last. Classy K, a big bold jump, landed about 5 clear from Galland of Ozell and Accidental Rebel, racing up to the finish. Classy K is pulling right away to win in great style here for Willie Mullins in the Cindy 101 partnership. Jody Tennant in the plate,
Market
Galland of Ozell was
suspended.
second, Accidental Rebel was third, and Dawson's Cottage was fourth.
Yes, it was an incident-packed race, but Classy K has run out a game winner in the end under Jody Tana, and she stayed on better. She looked like she was travelling a little bit better than Accidental Rebel on the run into the home.
Mick and Stronsay, really bonny is to the extreme left. The back mark in the early strides is the Macam Torpedo as they make the run down the hill, and really bonny to the left now on the pace with tailored light blue jacket. Up it's Mick green and yellow. They're chased by Stronsay, and the Macam Torpedo is a few lengths detached, making the approach now to the final 3 furlongs of their journey. And coming on up the hill, and it's tailored. Up it's Mick, really bonny Stronsay. They've gone clear of the Macam Torpedo. A quarter of a mile to go, and it is tailored with Up it's Mick, green and yellow colours to the near side, now just being shaken up. They're tracked by Stronsay, really bonny deep on the course. The Macam Torpedo is close and running now towards the final furlong and a half, and it is tailored. Up it's Mick. Here comes Stronsay and Ben Curtis with a big run. They're about to hit the furlong marker, and it's tailored with a narrow advance.
I'm out of here, man.
Coming to challenge. Up it's Mick has dropped behind them, and it's Stronsay is putting it to Taylor as they go close run. Ben Curtis treble on the day at Hamilton Park.
Market
Stronsay
suspended.
tailored several lengths then to the Macam Torpedo alongside really bonny and Up it's Mick.
It's even better than a Ben Curtis treble. It's a Ben Curtis hat-trick. We've had 3 races here today, Mark. As a Liverpool supporter, a hat-trick's when you...
And they're off.
Market in play.
Jumped off okay in the dark blue and red, having been led in to the start. They make their way to the first this Betstaville season at Mansion Bet selling hurdle. Black Kraken and the purple and white is prominent with Luckley to the spotted sleeves. Black Kraken needed a bit of stoking along to lift off at the first. Gets a reminder on landing from Richie McClernand, but is quickly back on the bridle as they link up with the round course and head on to the second. So Black Kraken on the right, Lucklater on the left, and High Change between them. 3 in a line, rising over flight 2. Keeps calling in fourth, a yellow cap a bit untidy. Melina Ocarina is on her another red cap for Brian Carver, and wide of that pair, Empyrean. Charlie Price in the black and red with the yellow stars. All safely over the third, and now the last in the line up the straight for the first time, and High Change has moved through to just about shade it to Lucklater, with Black Kraken relegated to third, joined by Keeps Calling, and off the bridle again Black Kraken as well, needing another reminder from Richard McClernand. 5th place occupied by Empyrean, and Melina Ocarina now last of the half dozen as they slide under the judge with a circuit ahead of them. So High Change and Sam Twiston Davis racing on the inner of Lucklater and Phil Armson. Length and a half away Black Kraken, Richie McClernand the purple jacket, and Keeps Calling and Ben Post the yellow and black in 4th. Empyrean, the stars for Charlie Price, and Melina Ocarina, white jacket, red cap, Brian Carver. They're racing in pairs, starting off across the far side, going to halfway, come to the 5th. Little separating the leading pair on landing. Lucklater just shading it marginally from High Change. Again, Black Kraken is off the bridle, relegated to 4th. Keeps Calling, moving up to track the leading pair. Empyrean racing in touch. Melina Ocarina remains last of the 6. So to the only other flight on the far side, and this is going to be 4 out. High Change rejoining Lucklater. They land a couple clear over Keeps Calling. Black Kraken untidy, loses another position as Empyrean is chased along to go 4th. Melina Ocarina out wide, red cap beginning to make a little headway. Black Kraken really is making hard work of this as they make the descent from the back straight on the long run to 3 out. High Change in front as now Lucklater comes under pressure. Keeps Calling on the inner is a very close third. 2 lengths away, Melina Ocarina has taken 4th, and then Empyrean and Black Kraken. and High Change just beginning to string the field out a little as they head inside the last half mile. He turns on in with an advantage of a couple of lengths over Keeps Calling. Melina Ocarina with the red cap bustled up to take third. Luck Later's weakening away. High Change over 3 out with a spring-heeled leap. Melina Ocarina now giving chase. Keep Calling Untidy relegated to third, and High Change is immediately swamped by Melina Ocarina, who's dashed through to take
I'm
over
out of
here
here,
on the
man.
Brian Carver. Over 2 out. Melina Ocarina opening up, has gone 3 clear. High Change has offered up little resistance once headed. Keeps Calling in third away to the left. The other half of the field are well held, and it's Melina Ocarina at the final flight with ears pricked. She's over safely, and it's a growing lead. Carver glances across to his left, but he'll see that the filly is miles clear. Melina Ocarina for Gary Hanmer and MH Racing bounding up the run-in for a wide margin success. And it's another for Carver and Hanmer. They were among the winners yesterday at Stratford. Melina
Market
Ocarina,
suspended.
Keeps Calling. High Change found little back in third, and a good gap to Black Kraken in fourth.
Market in play.
First of 10 flights of hurdles. Good run before they get to it. And up front, Elite Charbonnier is the first one to show up here. Closely attended by Persia in the cheek pieces with Wouldn't You Agree up on their outside, and then a length and a half or so to find Statuaire as they arrive at flight number 1, where Persia wasn't particularly fluent, but they're all over it okay. Elite Charbonnier it is then, showing about a length and a half in front as they go over flight number 2, with Persia touching down in second. Wouldn't You Agree and Statuaire close up, and then we have a length or so to find Staging Post, who's on the inside of Daha de Kuik, and then a couple of lengths to the 2 maidens, Blazing Tornado and I've Done It All. So they make the descent. That will bring them on to the swing into the straight on the first occasion. 8 runners headed by Elite Charbonnier, with Statuaire, stable companion, moving up on the outside now to show in second spot. Then we have Persia, Wouldn't You Agree, racing in fourth now on the outside of Staging Post as they come onto the first of the 2 in the straight, flight number 3. Elite Charbonnier from Statuaire, Persia, and then a few lengths to Wouldn't You Agree, Staging Post and Daha de Kuik as they take the one that will bring them up to pass the winning post. Completes a circuit up the track ahead of them, and Elite Charbonnier has made most of this point. Still holds sway by about a length to Statuaire, with Persia on the inside, about 3 lengths then to Wouldn't You Agree, in company with Staging Post and Daha de Kuik in between horses as they go over the next. And there's a couple of lengths to I've Done It All, and the back marker Blazing Tornado. Into a left-hand turn now, and about to swing across to flight number 6 of the 10. Elite Charbonnier from in second position, Statuaire. Impressive winner at Downpatrick last time. Persia takes that one in third, followed over it in fourth by Staging Post, who's just taking closer order now with Wouldn't You Agree and Daha de Kuik still there in between those 2. Then there's about 2 lengths to I've Done It All and Blazing Tornado. Continuing their journey down the back, they've got 4 flights of hurdles left to take, coming now inside the final 3/4 of a mile. And Elite Charbonnier from Statuaire and Persia, with just in behind these, Daha de Kuik, who's flanked by Staging Post and Wouldn't You Agree as they arrive at 4 out. Elite Charbonnier, the leader, from Statuaire up on the outside. Persia still right there. And we have Staging Post, Daha de Kuik. And up on the outside, Wouldn't You Agree? Couple of lengths then to I've Done It All. About to make the downhill run for the final time. And they've got just 2 flights of hurdles left to take. Good long run before they get to the first of them in the straight. And Elite Charbonnier still the leader, but possibly only on sufferance because Statuaire is travelling very powerfully up on the outside for Jack Foley. Persia just in behind them in third. Wouldn't You Agree is on the move. And then Staging Post, Daha de Kuik is struggling to go with them, and they've cleared away from the others. About to swing in then with 2
I'm out of here, man.
And now Statuaire has gone to the front. Elite Charbonnier quickly giving way as Wouldn't You Agree goes in pursuit of the leader. Then Persia and Staging Post as they come on towards the second last flight. Statuaire is over. From Wouldn't You Agree, there's about a length and a half between them. Staging Post disputes the third with Persia, but at the final flight, Statuaire over in front from Wouldn't You Agree, didn't get away from it all that well, and Statuaire has this one in safekeeping up towards the finish. 2 out of 2 now for Willie Mullins. Statuaire by a diminishing margin in the end.
Market in play.
Queen's Vase, a mile and 6. Wordsworth away well with Kamari, and on the outside, Adam Kirby on Golden Flame, the silver colours, and Law of the Sea, blue with a white cap. James Doyle coming up to take the early lead. Taipan, purple, light green star chasing the pace with the Queen's runner Pied Piper and Robert Havlin with Ruling in the claret and Recovery Run, the best turned out winner. Light blue jacket on the outside, just settling in a share of 4th alongside Wordsworth. Dancing King and Dirham Emirati and Arturo Toscanini towards the back. Benno is 1 from last and Stoll is 2 lengths behind Benno, last of all. As they head away from us with Law of the Sea with the advantage. Law of the Sea leading the way to Kamari and Wordsworth, just waiting in behind them with Dancing Flame and Golden Flame, I should say, to the outside. Recovery Run is deeper out, followed by Taipan. Pied Piper in midfield with Oisin Murphy on board, Ruling. The claret colours, the dark blue, Arturo Toscanini, one of Aidan O'Brien's representatives, a race he's won 7 times. Mark Johnston's won it 7 times as well. His Dancing King is towards the back of the field, the big white face, Benno and Stoll. Stoll running quite keenly, but towards the back under Frankie Dettori as the field have completed their first 6 furlongs. A mile to run, and at Swinley Bottom, it is Law of the Sea in front, followed by Golden Flame in second position, Kamari, and then Recovery Run on the outside of Wordsworth, and then Taipan, Ruling. Pied Piper is next, ahead of Dancing King and Arturo Toscanini. And the back couple, Stoll, Dirham Emirati, and Benno is just about in last under Colin Keane, as the field are shortly going to run inside their final 6 furlongs in the 2021 Queen's Vase. And it's Law of the Sea, still in
Dogly.
Golden Flame in second position. Recovery Run. Kamari on the inners, just getting nudged along with Wordsworth in behind. The brother of 2018 winner Kew Gardens. Taipan is next with Ruling and Pied Piper. Arturo Toscanini with Dancing King, Dirham Emirati, Stoll and Benno still the back markers as they're running towards the 4 furlong marker. The field separated by about 10 lengths as they're shortly going to turn for home with Law of the Sea continuing to lead here to Golden Flame in second. Recovery Run has been to the outside. Out is there in third. Then Kamari. Ryan Moore is scrubbing away in 5th. On Wordsworth at the moment, then Ruling and Pied Piper switching to the outside. Taipan is trying to stay on with Arturo Toscanini. Law of the Sea in front here. Golden Flame is flat out. Kamari is coming to mount a promising looking challenge. Ruling is following. Recovery Run. Wordsworth to the outside staying on. Stoll is picking up almost widest of all as they run towards the last furlong here. And it's Kamari and William Buick with the commanding advantage in the Queen's Vase. It's Kamari that leads the way.
I'm out of here, man.
Staying on with Stoll and then Law of the Sea and Dancing King. But Kamari is still in front by 2.5 lengths. Wordsworth staying on powerfully, but Kamari is clear and wins the Queen's Vase.
Market
Kamari
suspended.
too in second position. Wordsworth, Stoll was staying on. Law of the Sea, Benno and Dancing King also doing some fine late work.
Market in play.
Havana Party is last away, and the first one out, Forever Grateful, up along the inside, Kraken Philly. Miss Roulette is just behind the leaders with Mac Merry Jim Whitecap now just moving in front of Miss Roulette. Distinctions back in mid-division. Havana Party the inside of Solar Bay, and last of all is Cosmos Raj as they journey on towards the top of the hill. So Kraken Philly being taken on for the lead by Forever Grateful. Those two are about a length in advance of Mac Merry Jim with a white cap, red cap and Miss Roulette the inside. Distinction is still sitting in midfield from Havana Party's a little bit keen there in the black and red colours. Solid Bay's alongside, and Cosmos Raj is at the tail end of this field as they now head towards the final 5 furlongs. So it is Kraken Filly Billy Garrity with Forever Grateful James Sullivan. They're being followed by Distinction and Miss Roulette on the extreme outer MacMerry Jim. Further back to Solid Bay in company with Havana Party, and Cosmos Raj is the back marker. 3 furlongs left to go. And Kraken Filly now being shaken up in front. Miss Roulette coming there with a big challenge to the far running rail with a red cap. Distinction now being produced with a run as well for Sam James. They're heading now towards the final quarter of a mile, and it is Miss Roulette far side. Havana Party.
I'm out of here, man.
An effort. Here comes Cosmos Raj in the green. Distinction every chance. Oh, it's a bit like bumping cars here. Are heading now towards the final furlong. It's Havana Party the leader. Cosmos Raj now giving chase. Distinction has dropped to third. It's Havana Party and Cosmos Raj. Havana Party pulling out a little bit more, holding Cosmos Raj at bay. Havana Party.
Market suspended.
Third between Distinction and Solid Bay.
There was a bit of argy there, wasn't there? And I think it's concerning the horse that's finished first past the post, Havana Party, who has edged to his left and interfered with both Cosmos Raj and Distinction. But past the post taking the order, we've got Havana Party for Andrew Mullen and Ian Jardine in front of Cosmos Raj. It's close for third.
Sent back.
Hit in play.
He refused to line up, so wait for an announcement, perhaps post-race, as to his participation, but he's not with the other 5 as they go to the first in this Mansion Bet summer of lovely offers of his handicap chase. Cremont made a mistake at the first, and Black Buble and Generation Gap have gone off fairly sharply here. And they've opened up by 3 lengths on the other 3. Diamond Fort heading the chase to Cremont in the noseband, who again was slow through the air and collided with Da Vinci Hand, who's just marginally ahead of Cremont as they run now to the last of the fences on the far side for the first time. So confirming there are just 5 of them in competitive action, with Gennady having refused to line up at the start. And Generation Gap in the dark blue, just leading Black Buble over the third. Diamond Fort 3 lengths away. And then Da Vinci Hand in the very pale silks, and Cremont, who's been a little awkward at the opening fences, is last of the quintet as they make the turn towards the last 2 miles. Generation Gap, John O'Neill Jr. leading up from Black Buble and Harry Bannister in second, and Diamond Fort and Liam Harrison in the checks of blue and yellow in third. Da Vinci Hand and Sam Coulthard away to the left, and Sam Twiston Davis on the nose-banded Cremont again in last place. Cremont giving it plenty of daylight, and now they've got the open ditch before them. Generation Gap, Black Buble on the near side, Diamond Fort close up, and again Cremont's jumping lacked conviction there. Meanwhile, Da Vinci Hand races close up in 4th on the left of the group, so they come to the 3rd fence up the straight. Generation Gap and Black Buble together. Diamond Fort with an assured leap is a close 3rd. Then Da Vinci Hand and Cremont closing in on fence 7. Black Buble and Generation Gap virtually inseparable. To Diamond Fort, Da Vinci Hand and Cremont, and Diamond Fort gets a reminder as they race out with a circuit to cover. Further 8 to jump. Generation Gap swinging the paddock turn. 3 parts of a length ahead of Black Buble. Diamond Fort remains in 3rd, couple of lengths Da Vinci Hand, and a similar margin away to Cremont. So to the first of the 4 plain fences over in the back straight, fence 8.
Oakley dokley.
Generation Gap on the inner of Black Buble. Diamond Fort, good jump from Da Vinci Hand, getting right into contention on the outer. Cremont remains last of the 5. Completed a circuit then of this Mansion Bet sponsored novice handicap. Generation Gap in the dark blue. Still can't see off the nose-bounded Black Buble. Da Vinci Hand disputing 3rd with Diamond Fort on the near side. And 2 lengths away to Cremont. Midway down the back. Going to 6 out. Generation Gap and Black Buble again as 1. Cremont jumped a little more swiftly there, jumping up between Diamond Fort and Da Vinci Hand. And the 5 of them covered by only 3 or 4 lengths as they run downhill to the last of the fence on the far side. So Generation Gap narrowly from Black Buble, Da Vinci Hand out wide, working back into Cremont, the noseband, and Diamond Fort right on the inner, and only 2 lengths cover the entire field there as they run back towards home now with a final line of 4 fences to jump. The nose-bounded Black Buble back right alongside Generation Gap. Couple of lengths Da Vinci Hand. Diamond Fort on the inner, shaken up. Cremont around the field as they swing on in, entering the last half mile. Generation Gap and Black Buble have been virtually inseparable from the outset. Cremont on the left, beginning to warm to the task now. Gets to within a length and a half of the lead. Then Da Vinci Hand. Diamond Fort on the right is
I'm out of here, man.
and they're running towards the open ditch. 3 out. Generation Gap, the pink cap. Black Buble, the red sleeves. Cremont on the near side. Then Da Vinci Hand and Diamond Fort, who blundered there. And Black Buble kicks on, stretching on after the ditch. Goes 2 or 3 lengths ahead of Generation Gap. Cremont on the extreme left. 1 from the left, Da Vinci Hand. Diamond Fort last of all. Black Buble safely over the second last. A line of 3 chasing in behind. Da Vinci Hand, Generation Gap, then Cremont and Diamond Fort, but it's Black Buble on down towards the last, still with a 3-length advantage. Gets in a little tight to it, parks the birch. Da Vinci Hand was down on his nose in second, Generation Gap in third, and Black Buble is running on strongly on the short dash to the line under Harry Bannister for Northway Lodge Racing and Tony Carroll. Black Buble sees off
Market
Da Vinci Hand,
suspended.
Generation Gap third, and then Diamond Fort and Cremont last of the 5.
With up front, steer clear the early pace setter here to Wolf of All Streets, who's ridden up to press for the lead as they go out over fence number 1. And a crashing fall back in the field there for Caltor. Caltor is gone at the first. And the remaining runners have gone over the second. He also lost Our Dougal at that first fence. So 2 of them out of it already, Caltor and Our Dougal. The remaining runners have cleared the second, and they're now making the downhill run on the first occasion. So confirming Caltor and Our Dougal out of the race. Smith's Corner is already a long way adrift as the pace comes from Steer Clear here. Steer Clear leading them on the approach to the swing in, with Caltor's rider Simon Torrens yet to rise. I can't see Emma Toomey up yet either. The remaining runner, Emma is up on her feet, which is good news. The remaining runners coming into the straight on the first occasion to take fence number 3, which they're all getting over okay, with Smith's Corner still well in arrears. It's Steer Clear from Wolf of All Streets as they go over this next fence. Blunder from Wolf of All Streets there. He's now pressed for second by Flirting Lisa. Ingleby Mackenzie in the centre with Email Rose, Batsion against the rail, Great Can. They're followed by Zarka Rava, and then there's about 6 to 7 lengths back to Swat Cowboy and a further 4 to Smith's Corner as they set off on their final circuit and jump the fence away from the stands, where again it was Steer Clear and Aidan Kelly showing the way to in second position. Great Can now on the inside coming through. Further reminders for Wolf of All Streets, with in third place Email Rose at this stage, and they're followed across to this next fence, number 6, by Ingleby Mackenzie, and then Batsio and Flirting Lisa, with further back in the field Zarka Rava as they go.
Oakley.
Leader wasn't all that fluent, but once again they all get over it okay. So continuing on their journey to the back straight once again and on towards their starting point. It looks like they're going to be missing out this next fence, with Simon Torrens still being attended to. Steer Clear is the leader. To in second position, Great Can. The grey Batsio on the inside shares third with Email Rose, and then Ingleby Mackenzie, the recent Clonmel winner. Length and a half to Zarka Rava, then Swat Cowboy, Flirting Lisa and Wolf of All Streets as they continue on down the back straight, bypassing this next fence. Steer Clear from Great Can, and then Email Rose, Batsio and Ingleby Mackenzie as they make the way on now to the third last. Steer Clear has made much of the running to this point. A slight error in second there from Great Can. And they're followed on the downhill run by Bazio, with Email Rose now being driven along. Zakhareva is taking closer order, and a stumble on the bend there from Bazio. Great Can was impeded. So a very eventful contest. They make the downhill run well inside the final 3 furlongs now. 2 fences left to take. Bazio, despite that little mishap, has got to the front here for Shane O'Callaghan. Long-time leader Steer Clear is giving way.
I'm out of here, man.
Moved into second. Ingleby McKenzie goes third. Swat Cowboys on the move around the outside. Great Can tries to get competitive once again as they swing in. 2 fences left to take in the Adair Manor Opportunity Handicap Chase. Bazio is the leader on the approach to the penultimate fence and over by a couple of lengths to Zakhareva, who's tried to challenge down the outside. Steer Clear has been pulled up. It's Bazio from Zakhareva. Clear of the rest at the final fence. Bazio over by 2 from Zakhareva, who can't get any closer and racing well inside the final half furlong. Bazio in the colours of Luke McMahon for Ted Walsh. Scores in great style under Shane O'Callaghan. Zakhareva's home in second.
Market suspended.
McKenzie. Swat Cowboy was back in 4th.
It's a fine win by Bazio, driven to victory by Shane O'Callaghan, despite a little bit of, got into a little
20
bit of crowd trouble at the
seconds.
top of the home straight just before they turned out of the back straight into the home straight. As Gary was saying in commentary, it was an instant packed race. Hopefully
10 seconds.
Simon Torrance is
9,
okay.
8
And Calthor,
seconds.
it's great to hear that Emma Toomey was up okay after Ardougal. I think Ardougal was brought down.
0
Calthor's fall, it was a
seconds.
strange fall as well. He seemed to kind of slip before the fence. We'll keep you updated as to the well-being of everybody as soon as we know. There's our winner though, Bazio. Steer Clear had led them from flag fall, and it's just here at the end of the back straight. He's starting to come under a ride.
And
Market suspended. Market in play.
Stakes, Group 2 over the straight mile and starting well. Parents' Prayer on the right, near side, far side Posted under William Buick, up there with Double or Bubble, the terracotta jacket. Lady Bowthorpe away, okay, the mainly purple jacket just in midfield. Valeria Messalina, the near side, followed by Champs-Élysées, the black and yellow stripes. Over on the far side, Furart, along with Lavender's Blue, the grey and black checks. Queen Power, Indie Angel and Agincourt, the back 3, and just in front of those, Hayley Turner and last year's Sandringham winner Onassis, as it is. Parents' Prayer and Posted, the 2 disputants here as the field have completed their first 3 furlongs. Heading towards halfway, Parents' Prayer attempting to make all with Posted on the far side. Lady Bowthorpe and Kieran Schumacher in 3rd place, just ahead of Valeria Messalina. Double or Bubble has just dropped back to be 5th, but still close.
Oakley dokley.
Strong travelling Onassis, and then Champs-Élysées and Ben Cohen. Queen Power just getting to work now to Sousa, asking her to get a bit closer, the blue and white with Furart, Lavender's Blue, Indie Angel and Agincourt, last year's runner-up still at the back 3 as they run down towards the 2. And now Lady Bowthorpe is asked to try and mount a challenge. Onassis going well following. Parents' Prayer backing out of it. Double or Bubble is trying very hard. Lavender's Blue, the far side, getting into it. Indie Angel, the near side, running home strongly for Dettori. Up for grabs, Lady Bowthorpe, Indie Angel and
I'm out of here, man.
the near side, Indie Angel. The near side over in the centre is Lady Bowthorpe. Champs-Élysées chasing hard with Queen Power. It's Indie Angel and Frankie in front here. And Indie Angel has taken the Duke of Cambridge. It's a photo
Market
of the second,
suspended.
Queen Power and Lady Bowthorpe. Then Champs-Élysées and Lavender's Blue ahead of
side. And North of Amazing now coming through to take over. Sam James and North of Amazing moving on by about a length to Excellente. Yellow colours, Breguet Boy and Grantley are in behind. They're being chased by Celtic Empress and Dark Company, and Jump the Gun is at the back, taking the turn, going towards the top end of the track, and it's North of Amazing in front by just over a length. Excellente second, just over a length to Breguet Boy. Grantley in the black and white silks next, followed by Celtic Empress is on the inside of Dark Company, and they're still watching on Jump the Gun. About to take the turn, 5.5 furlongs left to go, going on down the hill into the straight. North of Amazing has the lead. It's a 1.5 length advantage over Excellente. Breguet Boy smothered up to the inside. Grantley, black and white colours in
Oakley dokley.
followed by Celtic Empress in the grey jacket to the inside running rail. Dark Company, green colours out wide, and Jump the Gun is still at the back, less than half a mile to travel, and it's North of Amazing in front by a length to Excelente. Breguet, Grantley, Celtic Empress behind runners. Dark Companies on the wing, and Jump the Gun is still at the back end of the field. Heading now towards the last quarter of a mile. North of Amazing in front. Breguet Boy was trying to get through up along the inside. Grantley's got every chance.
I'm out of here, man.
Finish, and Jump the Gun right around the field. Celtic Empress has got a few lengths to find, and they're working their way inside the final furlong. And on the wide outside, it's Jump the Gun who has got the lead. Drifts right-handed, but goes a few lengths clear of Grantley in second place. But this is going to go the way of Jump the Gun. Let's Be Lucky Racing. Andrew Mullany and Jardine at the double. Jump the Gun beats Grantley.
Market suspended.
Excelente, chased by North of Amazing, and the last two across the line, Dark Company with Breguet Boy.
Handicap hurdle. Rakeen State in a purple and yellow jacket disputing second with Espalion. And then Faint Hope in the black and pink, shadowed by the nose-bounded mare Moliana, rising at the opening flight. Brief Ambition, white sleeves for Paddy Brennan, got a couple behind in these very early stages. Tazar in the orange and dark blue is one, and the other is Voodoo Doll. Black and white silks for Izzy Williams at the back of the field. Jimmy the Digger, who invariably races from the front, setting the pace here on the run to the second, followed by Rakeen State and Espalion. And then a small break to Faint Hope from Moliana, Brief Ambition, Tazar and Voodoo Doll, all safely enough over that second flight. So about to race out of the back straight for the first time, Jimmy the Digger and Tom O'Brien. With an uncontested lead to Espalion, the hoop cap racing wide of Rakeen State. And then Faint Hope, Brief Ambition against the rail into this left-hander. Moliana in the yellow jacket wide of Tazar, and Voodoo Doll is last of the 8-strong field. Heading into the last 2 miles now. Jimmy the Digger, on his return from an absence, racing enthusiastically in front, tracked most closely by Rakeen State and Espalion. Brief Ambition, the white sleeves, upsides Faint Hope. Moliana, Tazar, the dark blue and orange, and finally Voodoo Doll, and they've all safely cleared the third. Heading on to the middle one up the straight first time. Jimmy the Digger, leading by 3 lengths or so to Rakeen State. Hopped over in second, just ahead of Espalion in the red and blue. 3 lengths away then, Faint Hope, the black sleeves, wide of Brief Ambition. The nose-banded pair of Moliana in the yellow and Tazar, the dark blue and orange, and next, and Voodoo Doll continues to look on. And that's the jumping done up the straight first time. They've got to go out and do it all over again now. Jimmy the Digger with a slightly reduced advantage, leading them to halfway. Tom O'Brien glancing across the big screen. You will have observed that Rakeen State and Keelan Woods closest to him into this left-hander. Espalion and Rex Dingle in third. Brief Ambition, the white sleeves, Paddy Brennan on the inner of Faint Hope and Jordan Naylor.
Oakley dokley.
Half then Tazar, Theo Gillard ahead of Moliana and double chasing Sam Twiston Davis. And Voodoo Doll and Izzy Williams remain last of the 8. They've gone a circuit now, coming to the 6th. Jimmy the Digger from Rakeen State and Espalion. Faint Hope and Brief Ambition, Moliana, Tazar, and finally Voodoo Doll. About 8 lengths will cover the field. Going towards the midpoint in the back straight once again. 4 more to jump. Jimmy the Digger made all. Leads by 2 lengths. Rakeen State and Espalion have been pretty much disputing second from the outset. They still remain inseparable behind the leader. Brief Ambition took off and landed in 4th, just ahead of Faint Hope in the black and pink. That pair slipstream by Tazar, Moliana wider out, Voodoo Doll buried away on the inner as they run downhill out of the back straight. 3 more to jump. Jimmy the Digger still heading the field to Rakeen State and Espalion. Brief Ambition and Faint Hope mid-division. Moliana wide, working into Tazar and Voodoo Doll against the rail, and they're heading now for the last half mile. Jimmy the Digger, can he fend them off up the straight? He's still got an advantage of a couple of lengths. Espalion towards the left on straightening. Out on the right, purple jacket, Rakeen State. Brief Ambition, the white sleeves edging closer. Faint Hope coming wide and wider still, Moliana. Tazar in the blue and orange is asked for an effort from the rear as the pace lifts. Voodoo Doll's a little outpaced and
I'm
Jimmy
outta
the
here,
Digger's
man.
still pouring it on. Brief Ambition is bustled up by Brennan into second now, giving chase, but Jimmy the Digger's got a lead of 3 lengths over 2 out. Brief Ambition hops over in second. Faint Hope on the extreme left in third. The nose-banded mare Molliana in the yellow jacket is plugging on. Jimmy the Digger running on down towards the last, pursued by Brief Ambition and Faint Hope. Jimmy the Digger safely over the final flight, still 3 lengths ahead. A furlong to cover on the run-in. Brief Ambition is edging a bit closer under the Brennan drive. Jimmy the Digger being driven all out. Still a couple of lengths clear from Brief Ambition and Faint Hope. Jimmy the Digger grinding away in front, makes all to win.
Max Cavalry Master with Turnpike Trip up on the outside now, the mount of Jack Foley as they go into fence number 1. Those 3 clear at about 5 lengths in advance of Goodbye Someday on the outside of Yaboya, the blue and white quarter jacket, and then there's a break of 4 lengths or so to Sky Marshall. Philip Donovan now in the plate, and the big outsider hopefully is the back marker of the septet. So they swing left-handed on the way now to fence number 2 with Star Max on the inside, just about in front on the approach to this one from Turnpike Trip, jumping up well on the outside. Between them is Cavalry Master, and already getting some way detached at the back are both Sky Marshall and Hopefully. Good gallop on here then as they make their way down the back. Still a fair run before they get to fence number 3 with Star Max on the inside of Cavalry Master, and 3 deep is Turnpike Trip. About 8 lengths back then to Goodbye Someday in Yaboya, and a further 8-9 lengths to Sky Marshall and Hopefully as they arrive at the first one down the back. And gone there, Goodbye Someday, hit it very hard and has unseated the rider. Making the way on to the next, Star Max from Cavalry Master. Turnpike Trip up on the outside. Now Yaboya racing in isolation, back in 4th position. Owen Walsh is walking away from his fall, and Goodbye Someday galloping away riderless. Racing downhill now then, with a fair run before they get to the first of the 2 in the straight, and it's Star Max with Cavalry Master the grey on his outside, and then Turnpike Trip, who's just maybe a length off the leading duo now in 3rd. 6 lengths back to Yaboya, and a further 7 or 8 to Sky Marshall and Hopefully. Swinging in then to the first of 2 fences in the straight, number 5 in all. And Star Max on the inside, ridden into this one, got over it okay from Cavalry Master. Turnpike Trip has now dropped about 3 lengths off them in 3rd. Yaboya takes closer order as they come on to the fence that'll be the last in a circuit's time. A little change in the order with Star Max showing just about in front to Cavalry Master. Shane Fitzgerald and Mike O'Connor. These match strides about 6 clear now from Turnpike Trip, who's only about a length and a half in front of Yaboya. Sky Marshall has just closer now, back in 5th place as they take that next fence going out on their final circuit. Hopefully is getting remote. So they go into this left-hand turn, racing on now to the final 7 furlongs, and they've got 5 fences and all left to take in this Visit Wexford.ie novice chase. Star Max on the inside of Cavalry Master. They've been going at it from pretty much the start, but only about 2.5 lengths clear over this one from Turnpike Trip and Yaboya, who's a little bit sticky. Then about 7 or 8 lengths back to Sky Marshall, and they're clear of Hopefully. So heading off to the back for the final time. Fair run before they get to the next, which will be 4 from home. Star Max, Cavalry Master, Turnpike Trip is moving up again now on their outside. Just in behind these is Yaboya, and Sky Marshall just struggling now to keep in touch as they race on to the first of the 2 down the back. 4 from home. Star Max, Cavalry Master, Turnpike Trip and Yaboya, who packed on landing there and lost a couple of lengths as a result. Quickly on to 3 from the finish. Star Max ridden into that one and jumped it better than Cavalry Master. Turnpike Trip is still in 3rd, and then a few lengths to Yaboya, who's now being ridden along. And these 4 surely have it between them, clear of Sky Marshall. On the descent for the final time then. And they're racing on now to the final 3 furlongs. It's Star Max, who still just about has the edge to Cavalry Master with Turnpike.
I'm out of here, man.
His effort up on the outside, and Yaboya is still in touch in 4th as they approach the turn in. 2 fences left to take. Star Max, Cavalry Master, Turnpike Trip and Yaboya all to play for then as they prepare to level up. And there the whip is out on Star Max, likewise Cavalry Master, Turnpike Trip and Yaboya with every chance just in behind as they come down to the second last. Star Max from Cavalry Master, Turnpike Trip and Yaboya. They're on the run down to the 12th and final fence. Turnpike Trip tried to raise an effort on the near side, but it's still Cavalry Master and Star Max. Star Max just in front from Cavalry Master and Turnpike Trip as they race inside the final half furlong. Star Max, Cavalry Master, possibly just in front now. There's very little in it as they race close home. What a battle it's been, and it's won by Cavalry Master from Star
Market
Max in second.
suspended.
Sky Marshal just coming on now. Hopefully pulled up a fine hat-trick for Cavalry Master.
Yeah, it's a really game performance by Cavalry Master. He and Star Max had been toe-to-toe for most of the race. From flagfall, really, they set a really fast pace early on and then steadied it down, passing us here first time. But Cavalry Master under a fine ride from Mike O'Connor.
Market in
Stakes
play.
over a mile and 2 furlongs. Love broke pretty well. The chestnut with the white face. And is the early pace setter. Sangarius on the outside. My Oberon, the yellow with the purple star, is up there along with the Breeders' Cup winner Ordaria. Just a shade keen on the inside, followed by Armory. And the 12-time winner Desert Encounter is the early back marker as Love leads them through the first 2 furlongs as they've reached Swinley Bottom. And on the right-hand turn, Love and Ryan Moore on her reappearance run, last year's Guineas and Oaks winner. In front of My Oberon, Tom Marquand sharing second and running freely. My Oberon just needs to settle with Sangarius and Colin Keane on the outside. Ordaria William Buick in 4th place. Then Shamie Heffernan and Armory and Andrea Atzani and Desert Encounter last of the 6. As the field now go past their 6 furlong marker and running towards halfway. And it's still Love that takes them along in front here by just over a length to My Oberon on the inside of the former Hampton Court winner Sangarius. Ordaria in 4th place, and then Armory sitting 5 or 6 lengths behind his stable companion, and Desert Encounter in the still last of the 6 as they run past the half-mile marker here. About 6 or 7 lengths first to last, and Love has the lead to My Oberon in second, Sangarius, Ordaria still in 4th. No move yet from Armory in 5th place, and Desert Encounter just pushed along last of the 6 as Love leads them inside the 3 and on the turn for home. Love in front, Sangarius. Ordaria is mounting a challenge on the outside. Ryan Moore gives Love a squeeze, asks her to stretch. Sangarius, Ordaria. Armory's just tucked in behind Ordaria. Love with the advantage. She's going to have to fight hard. She does respond. Ordaria in 2nd place, laying down a big challenge. Armory to the outside. Then My Oberon, Sangarius.
I'm out of here, man.
Love is very tenacious. Ordaria won't give in, but Love finding plenty for Ryan Moore. Armory is in 3rd, and Love is coming up to the line. She sends Ascot head over heels. A special filly has won. Love.
Market suspended.
Tough in the Prince of Wales' stakes to Ordaria. A terrific race between the 2 of them.
Horses also in the firing line Jungle Book, and Zen Zero is just off them. So going through the first furlong, it is Oh So Hot, making it perfect. Soldier Clay Regazzoni between runners, then Zen Zero in company with Jungle Book. They're followed by Cold Wars. They go around that loop. Zen Zero may just been checked a little bit in the run there, back in mid-division. Temper Trap, yellow and white quartered colours, is a little bit worse than midfield, being followed by Air Empress. And at the back end, you'll find Lock Long and Dandy's Angel. So they go towards the top end of the track in the RacingUK.com handicap, and it is Oh So Hot who leads by about a half length to Clay Regazzoni. Gap then of about 2.5 lengths to Perfect Soldier, who's in company with Jungle Book now. Cold Noir purple colours to the wide outside. Temper Trap next, Zen Zero struggled all the way around the loop just to hold on to his place, and he's being pushed along. On the extreme outside, Lock Long is trying to progress.
Doggly.
Empress to the inner, and then Dandy's Angel making the run to the final half mile. Oh So Hot is the leader, but only just from Clay Regazzoni in the pale blue jacket. These two are being tracked by Jungle Jungle Book and Perfect Soldier. Further back to Temper Trap is going for a run up the inside. Lock Long is making an effort. So too the wide outside Air Empress. Zen Zero is trying to get on terms. They're now running towards the final quarter of a mile. Oh So Hot has made all to this point and is trying to hold them all at bay. Clay Regazzoni and Air Empress giving chase from Perfect Soldier, and from off the pace Dandy's Angel in the yellow jacket.
I'm out of here, man.
Ground on the wide outside. They've got a furlong left to gallop. Air Empress is getting to Oh So Hot. Air Empress has hit the front narrowly now to Oh So Hot. Here comes Dandy's Angel with a last challenge. They go close home. It's Air Empress being chased hard by Dandy's Angel. Air Empress and Dandy's Angel. Air Empress holds on to beat Dandy's Angel.
Market
Then
suspended.
Clay Regazzoni and Oh So Hot.
Air Empress, we talked about this lightly raced filly beforehand in the colours of Ken McGarity. Billy Garrity riding, one of 4 3-year-olds in the race.
Market
Jumping
in
away
play.
on the run to the first of 20 fences, the Mansion Bet, Betstable, Bet 10, Get 20, Handicap Chase, Sizing Cusimano on the right, with the yellow sleeves prominent, with I Just Know in the dark blue. High Council in the red and white landed in third, ahead of the White Face, Stop the World, and Almanar in the blue and white held up as they go on towards the second, which is the open ditch. Sizing Cusimano, a big leap, stood off it. Almanar at the back of the field. It's just needing a bit of early encouragement in last place. He usually races handily, but perhaps resenting not being able to get prominence, being pushed along last of all as they cross the third. Sizing Cusimano from I Just Know and High Council. And a small break to Stop the World, who's ridden with restraint. And Almanar chivied along over the fourth, Sizing Cusimano. Almanar slow through the air there. And with 2 circuits to cover, Almanar really is going to make Tom Buckley work for his riding fee here, as Sizing Cusimano does it more generously in front, swinging the left-hander to the back straight. Tracked by the former North Yorkshire Grand National winner, I Just Know, in second. The 12-year-old High Council racing in third, 5-time chase winner. 3 lengths away to Stop the World. And then Almanar. First the fences in the back straight, Sizing Cusimano and I Just Know. Followed over by High Council. Stop the World in fourth, doesn't want any part of this early gallop, and Almanar doesn't want any part of anything at the moment. He's still being pushed along at the back of the field. Going on to fence 6. Sizing Cusimano jumping fluently. Stop the World in fourth, just snatched at that a little, and Almanar wasn't very high. And they're halfway across the back straight for the first time.
Market in play.
Far side is Knock to Buck, the white cap. Close up in the center is Show Business. They're closely followed by Flying Scotsman as they jump the first flight all safely over. Down the hill they come to the second flight, and the lead is Knock to Buck, with Show Business in the center. On the outside is Decimal Day. They're tracked by Flying Scotsman and Baden von Melas. Macfeast is next, and then Kilnacara and Airlift and Royal Red Persian. Heading on to flight number 3. Last one next time. Knock to Buck just leads on the approach. Show Business and Decimal Day, and then Flying Scotsman and Macfeast in the center. Kilnacara is next, and then Airlift. Bit of a break to Baden von Melas, who's followed by Total Glory and Royal Red Persian. Buto next as they come up to this turn, bringing them away from the stands to flight number 4. At the back of the field in these early stages, both get over that hill and the grey figurehead. At the 4th flight, a little over 1.2 miles from the finish, in the lead is Knock to Buck. Making the turn, opening up a 3-length advantage over Show Business. In 3rd place is Decimal Day, and then Flying Scotsman, Kilnacara and Macfeast and Airlift, and they're followed by Total Glory and Baden von Melas, Royal Red Persian and Buto. A couple of lengths to get over that hill and figurehead. 9 furlongs to go, heading down the back straight to the first of the flights over there, and it's Knock to Buck and Barry Brown rising in the lead from Show Business and Jack Wildman second, and then Decimal Day Danny Hand on the outside of Flying Scotsman, and Luke Dempsey as they pass the halfway stage. Then comes Killing the Cara and Airlift and
Oakley dokley.
Heading to the next flight on the far side, 7 furlongs from home, and it's Knockout to Bach continuing up front. Show Business jumped up almost on terms, then Decimal Day. Baden von Meles made a mistake, a place or two outside mid-division, heading towards the end of the back straight, a little over 3/4 of a mile to go. Knockout to Bach from Show Business, Decimal Day, the blue jacket on the outside of Flying Scotsman, couple of lengths to Killing the Cara, and then Macfeast and Airlift and Royal Red Persian and Total Glory next, driven as Baden von Melas, and then Buto, and in between horses the grey figurehead gone away from Get Over That Hill. Less than 5 furlongs to go, working their way back towards home. In the Navan Welcomes Back Racehorse Owners 4-year-old maiden hurdle. Show Business joins issue with Knockout to Bach, followed in by Decimal Day and Flying Scotsman, Killing the Cat. Airlift, Macfeast is written, then Royal Red Persian, Total Glory and Buto, and then Figurehead. Coming to the third last flight, the top of the track, and it's Show Business, the red cap. One from the rail. Knockout to Bach, still on the premises, and then Decimal Day and Flying Scotsman now been wound up to try and throw down a challenge. These go on from Killing a
I'm out of here, man.
Towards the second last. Knockout to Bach and Show Business, little between them as they rise. Knockout to Bach with a slim advantage over Show Business, 3 to 4 lengths to Flying Scotsman, and then Decimal Day and Killing the Cat in between the final two. It's Knockout to Bach trying to shrug off Show Business. Flying Scotsman is staying on well in the center of the track, up the hill, 100 yards left to go. It's Knockout to Bach, going to be worried out of it by Flying Scotsman. Flying Scotsman and Luke Dempsey with that finishing kick to draw away.
Market suspended.
Knockout to Bach and Show Business.
Yes, it took all the length of the Navan straight here for the Flying Scotsman to get up, but he's done that in good style in the end. He seemed to try.
In play.
On the way to the first of 16 fences, and Rudy Cottrell, as is his wont, goes straight into the lead here, takes them out over the first. From touching down in second, the long absent Shawshank, they're all over it okay. Back marker early on here is Brookine as they go on to fence number 2. Rudy Cottrell over from Shawshank, who made a mistake in second. There was also an error back in the field from Double Windsor, and Brookine already just requiring a bit of riding away from that second fence. Would be a good 15 lengths, if not more, off the leader, Rudy Cottrell, who's on the descent on the first of 3 occasions here, with a gap of about 8 lengths over the second running Shawshank. And there's about 4 back to that one stablemate Emir de Rot, who shows third on the outside of Ballybrownie Jack. These are followed on the approach to the swing in by up on the outside Champions Hill, and then not too far behind these is Something Sweet as they swing in now for the first of 2 fences. Rudy Cottrell didn't get particularly high, but over it okay from touching down in second Shawshank, and then Emir de Rot, who's in third. Rudy Cottrell already over the next, again just went through the top. Shawshank over it in second, and he in turn cleared of Emir de Rot. Ballybrownie Jack, then Champions Hill with Wake Up Early, and then on the outside Ego de Mott, followed by Gull Creek, Something Sweet, Double Windsor and Brookine, just tightening up a little bit at the back. Taking the fence away from the stands. Good clean jump that time from Rudy Cottrell, maintaining this lead of about 8 lengths over Shawshank running in second, and then back in third, leading the main body of the field, Emir de Rot on the outside of Ballybrownie Jack. Then Champions Hill, Wake Up Early, Something Sweet, and Ego de Mott as they go on now to fence number 6 on the side of the track, with Rudy Cottrell over. Touching down in second over that one was Shawshank. Again, Double Windsor wasn't as fluent as some towards the back of the field. So they're making their way back to the point at which they started. And Rudy Cottrell leading them a merry dance at this stage to Shawshank in second, who has just closed now to within about 5 lengths. And then running third is Ballybrownie Jack on the inside of Emir de Rot. Then Champions Hill, Wake Up Early. Something Sweet in between horses, with up on the outside Ego de Mott as they come on now to what was their first. On this occasion it's number 7. Rudy Cottrell from Shawshank, Amir de Rot, and then in behind these, Ballybrownie Jack and Champions Hill. Quickly on to the second of the two down the back. Watching them all get over it okay. Brugeen was a little bit sticky at the back of the field. And once again, just being ridden along for a few strides on landing by Mike O'Connor, replacing Cathal Landers here. On the downhill run then for the second time, with Rudy Cottrell having made all to this point, still 5 clear of Shawshank. Similar margin then back to Amir de Rot, with Ballybrownie Jack on the inside of Champions Hill.
Oakley dokley.
Sweet, Wake Up Early, Gold Creek, and then Ego de Mott with Double Windsor. And the back marker of the 11 remains Brugeen, as they prepare to swing in once again. Rudy Cottrell and Philip Donovan lead them on the approach to fence number 9. With this clear-cut advantage, pops over that one from Shawshank, who, if anything, has gone a bit further clear of the main pack, headed by Amir de Rot. Coming on now to the one that will be the last in a circuit's time, Rudy Cottrell from Shawshank, and Ballybrownie Jack moving through now to press Amir de Rot for third. Amir de Rot just getting a reminder there from Aidan Kelly. Then Champions Hill on the outside of Gold Creek, Wake Up Early, Something Sweet, Double Windsor just being ridden along, and then Ego de Mott, who's lost a few positions. Finally, Brugeen taking the fence away from the stands then. Once again, Rudy Cottrell with the advantage of about 4 to 5 lengths over Shawshank, running in second, who's been his nearest pursuer virtually throughout. And then Champions Hill, who's made progress up on the outside to dispute third with Amir de Rot, just in behind these Ballybrownie Jack, and then Gold Creek as they come on to fence number 12 on the side. Rudy Cottrell just coming back to them, and he's ducked out there. Rudy Cottrell runs out there, and Shawshank has been left in front, with Amir de Rot now in second and Champions Hill in third. So race changing complexion completely. Shawshank left in front, and Rudy Cottrell, he's just slipped up running loose there. Hopefully he's okay. Shawshank from Amir de Rot, the stable companions 1 and 2. Champions Hill races in third, and then Gold Creek on the outside of Ballybrownie Jack. Something Sweet has made headway to track the leaders, and then Wake Up Early ridden along for a few strides, and these have gone away from the remainder, headed by Brugeen. Double Winters dropped out and has been eased, and Ego de Mott out the back. The first of the two down the back straight for the final time. Shawshank the leader, returning from his lengthy absence today, with a couple of lengths in hand over Amir de Rot as they cleared the third last fence. Followed over it in third. There was a mistake there from Amir de Rot, with up on the outside Champions Hill. Gold Creek is trying to make headway on the inside, and then Something Sweet. Brugeen is just latching onto their coattails, and then comes Ballybrownie Jack and Wake Up Early, and the winner will surely come from one of these. Down the hill they come for the final time, and it's Shawshank the leader. Barry O'Neill, the red and white jacket, in second position. Coming through again in the centre is Amir de Rot. Gold Creek on the inside, then the red cap of Champions Hill. Brugeen is looping the field with the big white face to try and get into the shake-up, and then Something Sweet as they prepare to swing in. Shawshank the leader from Brugeen, who's now gone second, albeit under pressure. Champions Hill is third, and then Wake Up Early, who goes fourth. 2 from the finish. Shawshank made a mistake, but still just about leads to Brugeen. Champions Hill is back in third. The run down to the last of Brugeen has come from right at the back of the field to lead. Brugeen and Mike O'Connor over from Shawshank. Then Champions Hill and Wake Up Early, who stays on, but Brugeen is out in front here. A chance spare ride for Mike O'Connor. Wake Up Early is cutting the gap as they race close home, but it's going to be a double for Mike. He wins on Brugeen from Wake Up Early
Market
in second.
suspended.
Champions Hill was third, and Shawshank got tired in the end, finished fourth.
Yes, Brugeen under a fine ride from Mike O'Connor, who, as Gary said, has just brought up a double, having ridden Cavalry Master to victory. And our last has stayed on, best of all, to just get the better of Shawshank on the run between the
side. Intel pops with a narrow advantage over Le Magnifique. They're being tracked by Flower Power, the mare, with the Catrick scorer out of breath following, and then a length to One Last Hug. Framley Garth just behind that one, and a gap of a few lengths to Lally-Paw. So they're about to take the turn, start their journey around the loop. 9 furlongs still to go, and it is inside Intel with a half-length advantage over Le Magnifique, 3 parts of a length away. Flower Power on the inside. Then comes out of breath Yellow Sleeves Green Cap, chased by One Last Hug. Framley Garth second last, and a few lengths to Lallypaw at the back. Lallypaw just being pushed along there by Laura Coughlin at the back end of the field just to keep up with the others as they climb the hill. So it's Inside Intel showing the way for Rona Pinder with an advantage of just over a length. Billy Garrity's got Le Magnifique in second place. Half a length to Flower Power and Kieran Schofield. 2 lengths to Out of Breath and Oliver Stammers, followed by One Last Hug in the dark blue and red jacket. Then comes Framley Garth, who's about 6 clear of Lallypaw. So just less than 3/4 of a mile to go. They're about to turn into the straight with Inside
Doggly.
leading Le Magnifique. And then 3/4 of a length away, Flower Power to the inside running rail, then the dark blue and light blue jacket. Out of Breath continues to track the leaders with One Last Hug. Framley Garth, no move from that one yet for Paula Muir, and still at the back and pushed along Lallypaw. Half a mile from home, and Flower Powers going up the inside running rail now to take on Inside Intel. Le Magnifique just caught flat-footed there, getting outpaced and passed by a couple. One Last Hug makes an effort just behind the leaders. Out of Breath making an effort as well. They've got 2.5 furlongs left to go, and it's Flower Power. Inside Intel is finding a little bit more though for Rona Pinder. Inside Intel, Flower Power up along the inside running rail. One Last Hug being chased then by Out of Breath, and then trying to get into the race. Lallypaw got outpaced early. They run down towards the last furlong.
I'm out of here, man.
Inside Intel, Out of Breath is really running on. They enter the last furlong now, and it's Out of Breath who hits the front from Inside Intel. Framley Garth stays on, and then Lallypaw. It's Out of Breath by a couple of lengths going to the line in the hands of Oliver Stammers. It's Out of Breath who wins. Close run thing for second.
Market suspended.
Garth and Inside Intel, the Liam Bailey runners, and they're chased by Lallypaw.
Market suspended. Market in play.
Away from the stalls. With early on the left, Eastern World leading up to Bell Rock and Real World. In company with those is Finest Sound and Irish Admiral. Lucanda with those, Pepperoni Pete and Fantasy Believer following those. What's the Story and Beat LeBon are the final 2 runners over on the left-hand side group, as meanwhile Teston leads them off towards the right and is followed there by Ascension. And up there as well is May Danny and Revich and Matthew Flinders in company with those. Astro King, the yellow cat, just in behind the leaders. Fame and Acclaim and Power of States are there, and they're followed through them by Bowerman in the yellow jacket. Uzo in purple against the running well from Trey Floor. The red and black colours behind this is Bugle Major with Hortzador and Escobar at the back of that group of runner on the right. But they head down to the halfway stage now, and as they do so, on the left is Eastern World and William Buick leading to the white cap of Real World in second position. Teston and May Dania towards the right-hand side, and behind those is Magical Morning coming with a challenge. Matthew Sanders is there as well. Astro King trying to get into contention as well, as now the white cap of Real World has gone to the front on the far side. He's clear of that group. Astro King, the yellow cap, to Grove Ferry, a Magical Morning.
I'm out of here, man.
So behind those, over the far side, Real World with the white cap has the lead. The yellow cap, Astro King, the near side, but Marco Chiani and Real World have won by many lengths.
Market suspended.
This in third place is Grove Ferry, the Nouveau and Lafayette, and they're followed by Beat Le Bon.
Play.
Ahead of this 15-strong field. The greys are prominent. Bob Pebble on the right, Jour à la Plage towards the left. Kingston King in the black silks also up amongst the leaders, with Rebel Leader, Pale Jacket with a red cap, and Getaway Bay on the extreme left in the dark blue and pink as they make their way to the second. And it's going to be Kingston King who takes off and lands in front. Here's Bingo landed in mid-division in the maroon and grey. Chain Smoker is the early back marker, and they've got 2 circuits ahead of them. Kingston King then giving a lead to Bob Pebble and Getaway Bay. Rebel Leader, Jour à la Plage, Coastal Drift with the yellow sleeves up the inner. Couple lengths away then to Yes Governor in a red and white jacket. And then a further 2 lengths to the main cluster of the field, which includes Always Able in mid-division, with Here's Bingo on the inner. And then Buckskin in the maroon and blue. That ship sailed out wide with a black cap, moving on up in the yellow and green on the inner of Mighty Mustang, who's in a black and white jacket, Chain Smoker in the yellow, and Corrie Lake, the striped jacket, are the final two, and they've cleared safely over the first of a pair of flights in the back straight. So running on between flights 3 and 4, and these still very early stages, and it's Kingston King and Sean Bowen, leading by about 3 lengths now over Bob Pebble, the grey, in the hands of Richie McClernand, just second to Getaway Bay, sitting in third. Coastal Drift on the inner of Rebel Leader, and the other grey, Jour à la Plage, wide of that pair. Yes, Governor over in midfield with Always Able in a brown and red jacket. And then Buckskin and Here's Bingo right down on the inner in the cheap pieces. That ship sailed races next to Chain Smoker, Mighty Mustang, moving on up with a green cap, and finally Corrie Lake. So coming downhill out of the back straight for the first time with probably 12 or
20
seconds covering the
seconds.
field. And Kingston King being allowed to lob along in front. The others in no great haste in behind. Bob Pebble disputing second with Getaway
10
Bay.
seconds. 9 seconds. 8
The inner of
seconds.
Rebel Leader, the red cap, and Jour à la Plage wide. Always Able, next one into the straight.
0
Yes, Governor
seconds.
in a red and white jacket, tracked towards the far side by Here's Bingo. Buckskin slightly worse than mid-division, rising at the first of 3 flights up the home run. Then That Ship sailed to Mighty Mustang in the black and white from Chain Smoker, moving on up and 2 or 3 lengths away to Corrie Lake. Circuit completed then, and they approach the 6th. Kingston King over neatly in front, rest over okay as well. Heading towards the flight, which on this occasion is the 7th. It was the 2nd, and it will be the 12th and last next time. Kingston King from Bob Pebble and Getaway.
Oakley.
Coastal Drift, Rebel Leader, pale jacket with a red cap, and the darker of the 2 grey, Jour à la Plage. Yes, Governor right around the inside next door to Always Able. Chain Smoker wide, and a yellow jacket has made a bit of progress to get into midfield just ahead of That Ship sailed. And then Buckskin in the claret and blue to Mighty Mustang. Here's Bingo. The maroon and greys drifted back on the inner. Hasn't lost any ground in terms of distance away from the leader, but has lost a few positions. Corrie Lake and moving on up remain the final duo in what is now a fairly well-grouped field, starting off across the back straight for the final time. Kingston King continuing to lead up here. Bob Pebble has always been close up the grey, just ahead of Getaway Bay. They're the leading 3 over that flight. Coastal Drift on the inner, untidy there, was out-jumped by Rebel Leader. Yes, Governor right in behind Coastal Drift. Reminders at the back of the field for Corrie Lake. Last of all, moving on up is last but one. Buckskin in front of that pair is being bustled along as they head towards the only other flight on the far side. It's 4 from home. Kingston King to Bob Pebble, Getaway Bay, the pink cap. The other grey, Jour à la Plage. Coastal Drift was more fluent at that one. And then Rebel Leader, pale jacket with a red cap. Chain Smoker out deep as they begin the descent. With Always Able held together in mid-division, a brown jacket. Here's Bingo on the in and the maroon sleeves. Then That Ship sailed with a black cap to Mighty Mustang. Corrie Lake still ridden along, but has gone past Buckskin and moving on up. And there are still a lot of chances here as they swing back towards home. So just outside the half mile, they've got 3 to jump up the straight. And it's still Kingston King and Sean Bowen to Bob Pebble, the grey. Getaway
I'm out of here, man.
on straightening.
Mark
Market
it in play.
Then the grey, Jour à la Plage. Rebel Leader with the red cap. Extreme left, Chain Smoker. Here's Bingo improving up the inner. Got about 5 or 6 lengths to pick up on the leaders. Running now towards 2 out. Kingston King being tackled on the near side by Getaway Bay, who draws alongside. These 2 have quickened up, and it's Getaway Bay and Alex Fielding who go on over the second last. From Kingston King, Bob Pebble back in third, trying to chase down the leading pair. Here's Bingo, stayed on into 4th under pressure. Maroon Sleeves and then Chain Smoker. Getaway Bay.
Circuit to go. In race 2, the Yellow Furs Mare's Maiden Hurdle over 2 miles. To the bend they go. It's Lady Lingo. Richie Deegan less than a length in front of Lamasteer. Eamon Corbett, third is Daddy Day and Donny McInerney. On the inside is Cute Cherry with Must Be Obeyed. And they're followed by Rambling Rose. They jumped the 4th flight, a little untidy in last place, Powerful Out. 10 furlongs to go, heading into the back straight. Lady Lingo followed by Lamasteer and Daddy Day. In 4th place is Must Be Obeyed, and 5th is Cute Cherry, and then Rambling Rose and Georgina Burgess. Beach Road Winnie next, and then Liberty Island. And Inish Free Beauty, Don't Have Time, 2.5 lengths to Powerful Out. Going to the flight, bring them past the halfway stage. Lady Lingo by length and a half to 2. Over Lamasteer, Daddy Day landed 2nd. Must Be Obeyed has gained a spot to move 3rd on the outside of Lamasteer, who shuffled back. And then Georgina Burgess, Cute Cherry, and Rambling Rose and Beach Road Winnie and Don't Have Time. Next is Inish Free Beauty. Continuing towards the flight to the 7 furlong point. And it's Lady Lingo, who set off to make the running. Cements a length advantage over Daddy Day, Must Be Obeyed. Moving into a closing 3rd, and on the inside is Lamasteer. Coming out of the back straight, good run to the 3rd last flight. Lady Lingo, Daddy Day, Must Be Obeyed. On the rail is Lamasteer, and then Cute Cherry and Georgina Burgess has made some ground. On the outside is Rambling Rose, then Beach Road Winnie, Liberty Island, Don't Have Time, Powerful Out. Ran into a dead end there on the inside, and then Inish Free Beauty. They're coming across to the straight with 3 flights left to jump. Lady Lingo all the while coming back to Daddy Day and Must Be Obeyed. These 3 covered by less than 2 lengths. Then Lamasteer. Cute Cherry has raced onto the heels of the leaders. Then Rambling Rose and Georgina Burgess. In line for the final 3 flights, and the Yellow Furs Mare's Maiden. Lady Lingo yet to be headed. Daddy Day in the centre. On the outside is Must Be Obeyed. Bad mistake by Rambling Rose. Screwed the flight badly, has dropped out. As the leader is Lady Lingo. Racing on again from Must Be Obeyed, Daddy Day, Lamasteer, Georgina Burgess, then Don't Have Time, Powerful Out, Bad Mistake in the striped jacket, and then Cute Cherry. Coming to the final flight, and Lady Lingo has allowed a Must Be Obeyed to move through on the rail, and then Don't Have Time, who's not out of it. Powerful Out is staying on in the middle of the track. Still in front is Lady Lingo from Must Be Obeyed, Don't Have Time. Powerful Out the outside. Lady Lingo will last it out from Don't Have Time, Powerful
Market
Out,
suspended.
and Must Be Obeyed. Good ride there, Richie Deegan, and the winner 8, Lady Lingo.
Good performance by Lady Lingo, who made all at what looked a quite sedate pace through much of the race to keep on well in the closing stages to win for Joseph Hennessy and rider Richie Deegan, doing it in good style from the front there. You can see it in the orange and blue colours, galloping out strongly. The favourite, Must Be Obeyed, was far too keen in the early stages and quite lit up with a slow pace. She pulled her way into contention with a circuit to go and never really dropped a bit at this stage. Just to point 3 furlongs out. Keep an eye on Powerful Out also, the eventual 3rd on the inside. That one was very keen.
Out here is going along at the head of affairs early doors. Battle Frontier shows the way to Kilcray Sail On. There'd be about a length and a half between those two, and then a further 4 lengths or so back to the main body of the field, which is headed by Falcon Park. The one who's well adrift in the early stages here is Time Gents, would be a good 15 lengths off the pace as they continue down the back, with Battle Frontier showing in front to Kilcray Sail On running in second. These are tracked on the descent for the first time by Vintage Rider, with Robin's Venture running keenly up on the outside of Falcon Park. And then a bit wider on the track is Granny Lowry. After these racing towards the inside, we have Echo Pete with Jeremy's Jewel in mid-division at this stage as they continue on towards the swing in. Misty's Gift is racing on the inside. Another Affair is rear of mid-division at this stage. Nearer last and first as they come into the straight on the first occasion. Major Wells is one from last and a few lengths then to Time Gents. So they come down the straight on the first occasion before setting off on a complete circuit of the track, and the leaders are now bunching up, with Robin's Venture coming through to join issue with Battle Frontier. Just in behind them in third, Kilcray Sail On. Up on the outside, Granny Lowry, and between those two, Vintage Rider, and then Falcon Park, who's followed by Another Affair, Jeremy's Jewel, and Misty's Gift on the inside. Echo Peak next in the field. And then we have Major Wells and Time Gents, who, having been adrift early on, is now well in touch at the back, only about 8 lengths off the leader, who once again is Battle Frontier by about 1.5 lengths, moving on now from Robbins Venture in second. Kilcray Ceylon on the inside, moving through to dispute that. And then Vintage Writer with Misty's Gift on the inside of Falcon Park, and then Granny Larry. So they're well past halfway. Continuing down the back for the final time. In the finale, Battle Frontier has been up there from the word go. Closely attended once more now by Kilcray Ceylon. Vintage Rider runs third. Then up on the outside improving is Granny Larry, with a big move now coming from Major Wells, the predominantly red jacket from the back of the field. Has now moved past Granny Larry into fourth. Misty's Gift is being asked to get a bit closer. And then another affair. Granny Larry is now starting to lose ground, dropping back through the field as Jeremy Jewell just latches on to the leading group. So they're about to make the downhill run for the final time, just over 1/2 mile to run. And it's Battle Frontier from Major Wells is now gone second. Kilcray Ceylon in third. After these is Misty's Gift. Jeremy's Jewel up on the outside, having her first run since the 2020 Dublin Racing Festival today. Coming on now to the final three. Battle Frontier still the one to catch, but now Major Wells moves up on the outside and Battle Frontier quickly drops out. Jeremy's Jewel covers the move, and here from the back, Time Gents is moving into.
I'm out of here, man.
2 furlongs left to go and about to swing in. Major Wells the leader from Jeremy's Jewel and Time Gents, and these three have moved on a few lengths clear, and now Major Wells cracks as Jeremy's Jewel and Time Gents duel it out to the final furlong. Jeremy's Jewel far side, Time Gents near side, very little in it, but Jeremy's Jewel is just edging ahead now as they race inside the final 100 yards. Jeremy's Jewel, back from a long absence, going to complete
it in play.
The jacket is fast as well. Boone is over the far side with Armour and Emerald D, and behind those is barging through, and then Spring is Sprung is with that group as well. Amazonian Dream is behind those. Superior Force is the back marker of the group on the far side. Ruthin leads to Golden Bell and Gilded near side of Freya Bella. Dig 2 in behind those. Runners Bicep in behind those as they head already down with just over 2 furlongs to go. Yellow Ruthin off to the right. Booney, the noseband off towards the left, barging through, and Golden Bell is there. Caboo coming home well, Gilded with a chance. 2 in behind those also, and also Chipotle over the far side. Nearest to us in the yellow, it's Ruthin. Over the far side, the red jacket.
I'm out of here, man.
They're right across the course. Bonterma finishing very fast near side, so is Dig 2. Chipotle there, the far side won it.
Market suspended.
Caboo behind those. Ruthin just in behind him, and Armour as well.
Market in play.
Well into their stride on the extreme right. Steel Shine broke well. Yellow and blue, the favourite Sanitizer. Towards the outside in the light blue, Burning Bush. The blue yellow stars are Pick Coda up on the outside in the hoop, Silk Stream. Then behind that in the diamonds, we've got A Day in Our Life. And behind that one, we've got the Grey Masterclass. And the back marker is Golden Spice. As they settle down at the end of the first 2 furlongs, in the tote place pot, your first bet, European Breeders' Fund Novice Stakes. The race over 7 furlongs. And on the right, Steel Shine disputed with the favourite Sanitizer. And up on the outside, in third place, that is Picota. Bit of argy-bargy going on in behind these. Silk Stream now makes ground in the hoops to go 4th, ahead of Masterclass 5th, and the light blue of Burning Bush in 6th. Here they come back. 3 furlongs left to run in the opener here at Chelmsford City, and Steel Shine moves well in the lead. Sanitizer is poised up on the outside. In third place on the inside, Masterclass. The hoops of Silk Stream beginning to get going. Then the light blue of Burning Bush towards the outside, Picota. They're into the home straight. Furlong and a half left to run. And on the far side, Steel Shine. But now the leader is Sanitizer. Sanitizer comes through to take it up. In second place,
I'm out of here, man.
Coming with a good run. On the wide outside of Picota. Here they come down towards the last half furlong. And Sanitizer, the odds-on favourite, has the lead. Silkstream second, Picoda third. And it's Sanitizer who wins the first. He cleans up.
Market suspended.
Finishing Picoda, and on the inside, Silkstream.
I'm not entirely sure the way the race has played out has actually done Sanitizer too many favours, or indeed others. They haven't obviously gone that quick, particularly early, but Sanitizer had all the answers at the finish and has come home with a bit to spare, quite a bit to spare, to take the career record now to 2 from 3. Had the penalty for that Windsor win a couple of weeks ago. He was much more professional that day and probably...
E bem, por hoje está feito. As corridas de hoje foi positivo, vejo que deu lucro, deu 12 euros de lucro, apesar de termos apanhado uma queda, conseguimos apanhar uma queda que nos levou duas stakes. Houve aqui um momento que foi aqui, que não estava muito concentrado, por si que já estava assim, tipo, farto de estar a fazer isto, mas depois lá depois me mentalizei que eu tinha que continuar e a coisa melhorou. Também perdi 2 euros aqui, eu fui apanhado a 1000, num Edge fui apanhado a 1000, com 2 euros também foram para o lixo. De resto, foi tudo meio que tranquilo. Agora é ir analisar melhor as corridas, para ver realmente como foi e se há alguma coisa que eu consiga limar, sem ser a prática, se há algum pormenor que consiga buscar. Por isso, até já. Bem, de volta. Agora, depois das corridas já comentadas e analisadas de novo, coisas a ter em conta. O saldo foi positivo, apesar de termos apanhado um cavalo a cair. Vimos na imagem ele a cair e tentámos entrar e deu para entrar. Isto possivelmente é por causa do modo de treino. Caso contrário, não conseguiríamos apanhar, acho eu. Acho que nunca consegui apanhar um cavalo a cair, por isso este seria o primeiro. Duvido que alguma vez, com o atraso que tenho no vídeo, que dê para conseguir apanhar. Fui apanhado numa queda, apesar de ter conseguido limpar bem o red, num bom back. Fui apanhado numa queda, foram 2 stakes logo, conseguirem 12 cavalos acertar no cavalo que caiu, logo no primeiro salto. Por isso, tirando um e outro, o saldo até foi ligeiramente bastante positivo, foi para aí meia banca, o que é bem bom. Aí ainda consegui perder 2 euros numa aposta a 1000, numa divisão de lucros que foi apanhada a 1000. Logo, consoante o dinheiro que perdi aqui, apesar de ter ganho estes 3 euros que não devia ter ganho, mas coisas, infortúnios, até foi bom. Relativamente aqui às notas finais, isto acaba por ser, tenho a dizer que isto muitas vezes é a imagem dos dias anteriores, porque conseguimos reduzir o número de entradas à maluca. No final, nunca mais esse erro já nos apareceu muito menos, já temos estado a corrigir isso. Ontem, a fazer entradas, por vezes ainda faço muita entrada a tentar prever o cavalo que vai ganhar para ganhar um grande jackpot, mas neste momento acho que não tenho a mínima capacidade para isso, porque não tenho conhecimento para tal. Apesar de conhecer alguns indicadores, não consigo perceber muito bem o vídeo ainda, ao ponto de conseguir apanhar um cavalo que vai a 10 ou a 20 e venha cá abaixo ganhar. Quase sempre fecho antes, nunca exploro tudo até ao fim. E depois, muitas vezes também acontece é quando a corrida está demasiado aberta e naquelas corridas curtas vão 4 ou 5 a correr quase de lado a lado para a vitória. Neste caso aqui em específico, eu fui no favorito e o favorito não fez nada, parecia que estava a ser puxado para trás. Logo também não julgo que seja para já que seja boa opção. Pelo menos é preferível, acho que, se alimentar agora os conhecimentos, arranjar horas de vídeo e de mercado em back para depois mais tarde conseguir ir apanhar esses jackpots. Caso contrário, acho que vai ser só mandar dinheiro fora. Não entrar isto são quase os dois muito relacionados, ou quando eles estão em linha para todos para ir para a vitória, ou então muitas vezes aquela entrada que no favorito tipo, eu acho que ele vai ganhar e depois acaba por não dar nada, principalmente se não estiver na frente, acaba por ficar para trás. Continuar a explorar as freebets, mais uma vez deu resultado, aquelas freebets. Acho que um ou dois casos o Cavalo até vai ganhar, ou então se não vai ganhar veio ao odd de abaixo de 2. E outra coisa que provavelmente é mais importante de tudo é aproveitar os indicadores que o mercado e os cavalos que o cavalo dá, tipo o jockey, cavalo, neste caso o jockey. Apanhámos duas corridas pelo menos com o cavalo, com o jockey a travar muito o cavalo para ele não avançar. Quando largou na zona final, quando largou o cavalo, deixou ele correr à vontade, ganhou fácil. O mercado também dá muitos indicadores, porque quando começa a haver muita procura em back, ou um grande suporte em back, dá sempre, se tiver um bom suporte em back, na pior das hipóteses dá sempre fazer uns scalps curtos. Se tiver muita procura, provavelmente dá um bom swing. Por isso acho que é mais ir por aí, explorando aqui os indicadores, aqui nas alturas certas, com os preços certos, que acho que os preços certos ainda não os consegui perceber muito bem, mas acho que os preços certos faz toda a diferença. Um preço ali acima da odd inicial acho que costuma ser um bom preço, principalmente se ele tiver todos os indicadores, acho que é perfeito. Por isso, conclusões destes 3 dias até agora tem ido por aí. Agora isto é continuar e ver o que é que vai dar. Para já, fica assim e amanhã é mais um dia. Forte abraço, fiquem bem.